Hey, soul seekers, it is intuitive energy healer Kathy Weiss here. I am coming to you live from my reading room on the central coast of California. Welcome to this week's episode of Monday Messages and another free live intuitive energy reading. There is so much good stuff lining up this week, you guys. And just as I sat down and I pressed record, I remembered that this morning I was really deep into channeling messages, and one of them was meant for the top of today's video. And the problem with when I channel messages, I have to write them down so that, hi Lindsay, nice to see you, sister. I know I haven't seen you in a while, but anyway, what I was saying is I write the channeled messages down so that I can read them to you because they don't stick in my mind, they flow through. And the only thing that's coming to me was the words that started off with was be gentle. Be gentle with yourself during this time of year. And I think I'm gonna have to like pull it out. Maybe I'll type it up and put it up on Instagram and stuff for you guys later. But I feel like the energy of it was around that this idea of being really gentle with yourself because things take time and we're living in a world where we don't see the time it takes for people to meet their goals. We only see the end results. And so a lot of things appear and have the illusion of being very instantaneous when most likely there has been like months and months or years of work and thought and time going into these final results that we're ending up seeing on social media. And so for you to be really gentle with yourself in the process of arriving at whatever destination you're currently working towards arriving at, whether that's a financial goal, a business goal, a personal goal, whatever you've got going on, be gentle and know that it takes a whole lot more time than what we collectively are seeming to experience. So, just in a moment, I'm going to be pulling out a name from my Mad as a Hatter teacup hat for this week's message. But before I do, I'm not quite sure if you guys can see this down here. You'll have to tell me. Lindsay, if you're still there, you can tell me if you can see the crystals because my image is cut off. But it was interesting because I set this exact setup for myself this morning, you guys. And I heard and felt like I needed to bring it in here for you today. And what's interesting is that I wanted to angle it towards the camera better, and I was like, nope, you're gonna see it. Okay, let me see if I can, is that a little bit better? Yeah, there we go. So, but I was told to like set it exactly the way I set it up for myself this morning. So I have this beautiful crystal that says faith. And it's actually more of a stone that says faith. And then I have this gorgeous blue one. Thank you, Lindsay. This gorgeous blue one that is all about communication with your spirit guides and angels, more angels than guides. Next, I love this one too because it's like purple and green and like so super pretty. And it's all about cooperation and balance. And what I'm hearing for today is that it's about internal cooperation, about cooperating and trusting your intuition and the guidance that you receive in your life and cooperating internally, right? Because I mean, how many of us end up like battling the things that come up intuitively in our lives. And then we're like, no, that's not right, or that's not how everybody else does it, or they say I have to do it like this. And so this is really about finding that peaceful place where you can cooperate internally with your intuition, which is really your soul. And when you listen to your soul and you live your soul centered life, you feel joy and satisfaction. So, internal cooperation. And then lastly, this is a rare African quartz. It's a gorgeous shade of green. One of its properties is that it helps to quiet mind chatter. And I feel like today, these two, that internal cooperation, so quieting the mind chatter that fights against what your inner guidance system is telling you, is really the energy that's coming in for you today. And I can already feel that how that's tied with faith because so many of us don't have faith or trust that what our intuition is leading us toward is correct. And so this is really inviting you, this energy is really inviting all of you that are watching today to sink into that deep place within yourself. And if you don't know how, I can totally help you with that. That's when you reach out or you comment down here and we have a deeper conversation. It's time to get a winner, a winner for today's free live intuitive reading. So for those of you who are new to intuitive readings, I am a highly sensitive, intuitive, and clairvoyant. So we all have energy. This is our electromagnetic vibration that extends away from our body. Science is starting to think that this is our aura, but that hasn't quite been confirmed yet. But we do know and can measure your energy field at least 5 feet away from your body. And I imagine it like a ripple in a pond. And so your energy, as it expands away from you, those waves spread out and get quieter, but they don't stop. And so, as someone who is highly sensitive, of which only about 20% of the population is, guys. So, chances are you're not going to know very many, if you know anybody who has this natural gift and ability the way I do, because I can tune into you from anywhere on the planet and feel your energy. So it's a really special gift that I'm proud to have because it means I can help you from anywhere on the planet. So anyway, we're gonna get in here and I'm gonna close my eyes, but I'm already feeling like as I start to move these around that it was the one that was right in front is the one that's sort of like kind of like almost screaming at me today. So we're going to go with that one. And let's see. I always ask for whoever comes out for it to be for the highest good and not only to serve and help who came out, but to serve and help anyone who's watching today's video. So today's winner is Jessie. Hey, Jessie, thank you so much for shouting out. And can I tell you guys something really wonderful about Jessie that she maybe doesn't know? Um, I was creating a vision board with my business coach about the things I was envisioning for my business. And we had things that for current and then things for future planning, like things that would come in a year or two as we sort of like settled into this new way of being in the world. And one of the things I put was that I wanted to do podcast interviews to help spread not only my message, but to help open the door and normalize other people who have gifts such as clairvoyance and to let people see that this is a totally normal gift and it's a real valuable gift, and to start to pave the way for other people to be able to live more comfortably in the world. And so I just put that up on my vision board as something I would work towards later. And out of the blue, Jessie dropped me a message on Instagram and said, I would love to have you on my podcast. And I was like, holy crap, I could just put that up there. So that kind of stuff, number one, works. Number two, thanks for being my first podcast interview, Jessie. And now I'm up to like, I actually am realizing I have to keep track now, but I'm up to like 7 or 8 with more scheduled coming up. So thank you, Jessie, for like hearing that message and getting me started. Your message for today, Jessie. Okay, I see a lot of hearts, like little, almost like little Valentine type cartoony hearts floating all around you and a lot of sparkly, like gold energy. And it's love. There's like so much love surrounding you. And this is the divine love that's saying, number one, that you're supported. And number two, it's like an affirmation, like, yes, what you're doing in the world is correct. You're doing what you are meant to be doing, and you are striving to live your soul's purpose. And so there's a lot of love supporting you in that. And you are living it. It says you just need to tighten up your message a little bit. And that what your guides are asking me to do is to private message you a couple of resources that can help you on the back end or in the, so this is like the part when you're an entrepreneur or a business person. There's a lot of stuff that we do behind the scenes that never gets seen by anyone. And so when you're new or when you're carving a new path, you don't necessarily know what all of those are. So Jessie, I'm hearing that I'm going to send you these two really great resources to help you just like tighten up your message enough that you're reaching the people that it's meant to hear. Sometimes when we're throwing out a message that's a little bit too broad, it kind of misses the mark because it's not for everybody. No one's message is ever for anybody. And so what your guys are asking you to do is almost like narrow that in a little bit. And but oh gosh, you know what's super cool is I can feel that when I went like that with my hands, I could feel your energy like compacting. So it's almost like making it more dense. And so, in making it more dense and targeted, you're actually going to reach way more people with your message. than when you're trying to kind of spray it out and you end up missing more than hitting. So your guides are just saying we're just going to tighten that up with these two simple tools and resources that I'm going to send you, and that's going to like just help you take things in a whole new direction. I feel so excited for you about that. And I am going to pull an oracle card for you, and I'm a little bit stuck. Sometimes when I'm working with someone live, like either on a digital platform like Skype or Zoom or here in person, and I'm not sure which oracle deck to use, I would offer them up. I'd be like, do you want a spirit animal or do you want a sacred rebel? And you feel energetically to me very much, Jessie, like a sacred rebel. Hey, Allie, yeah, love right back to you. Um, and so I'm stuck, but I think I'm going to go with Sacred Rebels for you. But just know, everyone who's watching, throughout the month of January, which is rapidly, holy crap, coming to a close. If you schedule an intuitive energy reading with me, you get to find out what your spirit animal is for 2019 as an extra bonus. So it's like an added little goodie in there. So if that's interesting to you, head over to kathy-weiss.com and book your reading by January 31st to get that extra bonus. Okay. But so for right now, let's get Jessie her oracle card. And remember, guys, oracle cards are not fortune tellers. Neither am I. As an intuitive, I work with you in the present moment to guide and lead you where your heart and soul is calling. Psychic is someone who can predict the future. I cannot predict the future because you have free will and you can change your energy and your trajectory at any time. So the oracle cards act as an inspirational tool to pull out a little bit more of that intuition I was talking about at the top of the video and help you think about your life circumstances maybe in a different way that sort of helps you kind of unlock everything. And I see this like natural break in the deck. So I'm going to pull the card from there. But again, if you're working with me one-on-one, I would ask you, oh, did you see what happened? Guys, when I pulled at the break, this card slid out. So that, I think, is Jessie's card today. But when you're working with me live, then I give you the opportunity to decide where in the deck your cards are. So Jessie, this is Visions of Life Beyond Death. This is such a beautiful card. And I always ask someone when they look at the card, what jumps out at them? Is it the saying at the bottom? Is there something in the image? And this is not about like literal physical death, as in you're about to die. Like, my goodness, nobody hear that this card this way. But what it's more saying is, can you see beyond the veil of physical life and start to tap into that higher wisdom and that higher intuition, because all of us have that inner guidance. It arises through our feelings, and sometimes we have to experience things in order for us to know that they don't feel right for us, and that knowingness then guides us in a new and different direction. um, Hey, oh, Lindsay said that she just pulled this card for herself last night and that the peacock was really meaningful. Yeah, it's one of the first things that jumps out at me today too, was the peacock. And as a matter of fact, if you guys were to head over to my Instagram stories today, so this is like way like right now after this video, go over to lightworker_Kathy and check out my Instagram story. The image has a peacock feather or kind of like next to the woman's face. And oh my gosh, as long as we're talking about it, hang in with me, Jessie, because this clearly has to do with you. Um, when right before the video, sometimes guys, I pull a card from the deck just for myself to kind of get prepared for the video. And yep, you know what I pulled out was the peacock. No wonder why I was sort of conflicted about what to read for you or to pull for you today, Jessie. So you know what? Let's pop over here and learn a little bit about peacock spirit, and then we'll get back to the visions of life beyond death, okay? So the peacock spirit says, when is the last time you shook a tail feather and shined your light for all to see? Within each of us is a peacock spirit yearning for expression, and you are called now to show the world your gorgeous creature, for you are a manifestation of spirit. everything that wants to come through for you, Jessie, in your art, in your podcast, in your social media feeds, all of that is the divine flowing through you as you. And so you're being asked not to censor it, but again, to tighten it and really show us like, this is Jessie. This is Jessie's art. This is Jessie's message. And the more you shine that like a laser beam, like super tight focus, the more, again, you're going to nail the people that you were meant to, not nail, like, you know what I mean? You're going to find them and they're going to resonate with you, and things are going to start moving in the direction that you want them to. So dance as if you remember that you are made of stardust and grace. And I'm going to add in paint and create art as though you were stardust and grace. Okay, so let's pop back over here to visions of life beyond death, and that gorgeous peacock and this beautiful wise woman, and an owl always, guys, symbolizes wisdom. And here there's just one last little nugget of juice that we need to pull out for today's reading, and then we're going to be all done. So it says, the vision of love, the truth of all that is, can move us more than anything else possibly can. If you have been wondering about your life path, which I think you have, like that's what I've been feeling, or whether you should take action on a project, or you need inspiration to really move you out of a slump, this oracle brings you a message of hope. Yes. You will receive your vision. You will be graced with a way out of stagnancy. And I have a feeling, Jessie, it's going to have a little bit to do with these two resources. I'm going to private message you in a few minutes, okay? You will be able to see things differently and more accurately. Any confusion or uncertainty you have felt is going to pass. Yoo-hoo! And you will be left with clear insight. Boom! I am just so in love with today's reading for Jessie and for all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here is the deal, guys. I can feel an energy shift coming with Monday messages. We're still going to have them, but I think, and what I'm getting a sense of, is that we're going to move away from pulling names out of the teacup hat and doing much more like universal guidance and healing messages for the week that'll go towards everyone. So if you are someone who's like, oh, I really want to win that free live intuitive reading, follow me over here on Facebook, Lightworker Kathy Weiss, and make sure every Monday you're throwing your name in for a chance to win. Because I don't have an exact date yet. It's like I'm feeling like this 6 to 8 week energy when things are going to like change directions. So hang out with me, keep shouting out and putting your name in for a chance to win. And I'm going to see you for sure next Monday for another free live intuitive energy reading. And if you would love to hear my most recent podcast interview, why don't you private message me your email address, and I'll add you to my list where I can send you not only today's episode of Monday Messages, but you'll also, I'm going to send a link to everybody to my most recent podcast interview. Thanks to the wonderful Jessie for getting that ball rolling for me. I love you all so much. I'm going to see you next Monday for another free live intuitive energy reading. Until then, help spread the word. Maybe share this video with someone who you know could use the messages that you heard and found inside today. All right, guys, I love you. I'm going to see you next time. Namaste. Bye.